All right, welcome to another deep dive, everybody. Today, we're going deep on something you guys specifically requested, so thank you for all the emails and messages. And it's about something that impacts, well, pretty much all of us.
Yeah, impacts anyone who even thinks about the markets.
Right, like anytime you look at a stock ticker, anytime you try to figure out what is going on in the market.
And so many people are trying to do that right now.
Exactly. And so you sent over a ton of really cool research about the different types of, well, players in the market.
Yeah.
And I got to say, some of it surprised even me. So I think we're going to have fun with this today.
Yeah, I think this is a really good one.
Our mission today, basically, is to help you guys understand who you are actually up against when you're investing.
Yeah, who or what, right. It's not always another human on the other side of the trade.
Exactly. And one quote from your research really stuck out to me. It said, in trading, you must understand who you're competing against. The professionals, algorithms, and amateurs. And, this might seem obvious, but why is it crucial to really know who you're trading against?
Well, I mean, just think about it this way. Let's say, you step onto a basketball court, right? Thinking you're just going to play a casual game with some friends.
Right.
And then LeBron James and the entire Lakers team show up.
Oh, man.
You're going to want to know who you're dealing with,
Right. Yeah, maybe rethink my strategy a little bit there.
Because in the markets, knowledge is power. If you can identify who's behind a rising or falling stock price, well, you're in a much better position to figure out what's going on. You can anticipate those trends, make informed decisions.
So it's less about, luck and being in the right place at the right time and more about strategy.
Way more. Trading is a game of skill, and knowing your competition is part of that skill set. Yeah. Let's break down those different players you mentioned, shall we? Starting with the professionals. Now, these aren't just people who trade for a living. There's a lot more to it.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give us the inside scoop, who we're talking about here.
So you got your institutional investors. Think massive organizations like pension funds, mutual funds. They manage billions, sometimes even trillions of dollars.
Wow, okay.
Right. Then you have hedge funds. They're known for, well, let's just say they're a little more aggressive, high-risk strategies. And of course, you have your individual traders, people who've been doing this for years, have a ton of experience, deep, deep market knowledge.
Okay, so it's kind of like that basketball analogy. I step onto the court, and there's the pros.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of advantages do these professionals actually have? What am I up against?
Well, first off, they have access to resources that, well, most people could only dream of. We're talking in-depth market research, proprietary analytical tools, even something called alternative data.
Okay, now that sounds really cool. Alternative data, tell me more. What is that?
This is really fascinating. It's a whole world of information that, well, it goes way beyond the traditional financial data. Think satellite images to track retail traffic, how many people are going to the mall, or even, get this, sentiment analysis from social media.
Oh, wow.
Like, what are people saying about a company online? Are they positive, negative? And even things like weather patterns can be alternative data. How might a hurricane impact orange juice prices? Anything that gives them a predictive edge.
So they're really pulling out all the stops. They're playing on a whole different level.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've talked about the pros. They've got these crazy resources and years of experience.
Yeah.
Now let's dive into, this is the one that always sounds a little bit scary to me, the world of algorithms. Can you demystify that for us?
Sure, yeah. Algorithmic trading, at its core, is really about computers making trades. Based on instructions that humans have programmed, of course.
Right, okay.
They can analyze enormous amounts of data in milliseconds, way faster than any human can. And then they can execute trades at lightning speed. One example is high-frequency trading, or HFT. Sometimes you hear it called that.
Right, HFT.
These algorithms basically exploit tiny, tiny price differences.
Yeah.
Discrepancies across different markets, different exchanges. And they're making thousands of trades per second to capture these, super tiny profits.
So this is like the super speed version of trading.
Yeah, it's really about speed and volume.
Wow.
Capturing those fractions of a penny over and over and over again.
I actually remember, I think I read a story a while back about an HFT algorithm that basically caused a flash crash in the market.
Yes, absolutely. And that's kind of the scary part. Their speed and efficiency, it can create volatility. And it definitely influences, the movements that we see in the market every single day.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even imagine how fast these things are working.
It's mind-boggling.
Okay, so we've got the pros, they've got their resources, we've got the algorithms, they've got their speed. And then, of course, there's the amateurs, the rest of us. So where do we fit into all of this?
Yeah, so this is actually a super broad category. I mean, this includes everyone from, the folks who are just starting out, dipping their toes into investing, to people who are, trying to day trade. They're trying to beat the system.
Right, right.
You got people who are buy and hold, long-term investors. Others are, really trying to time the market, everything in between.
Yeah, really is everyone, right?
Yeah. And I think sometimes people forget about the impact that amateurs can have. I mean, even though we might not have the deep pockets of the pros or the speed of the algorithms, our collective decisions, even if it's just, a small trade here and there, it can contribute to trends. It can even create volatility in the market.
Right, because there's a lot of us.
Exactly.
So we're like a force to be reckoned with in some ways.
I would say so.
Yes.
And the professionals and the algorithms, they're watching us too.
Wow, I never thought of it that way. So this has been a fascinating, behind-the-scenes look at the trading world. I'm starting to see it in a totally new light.
It's dynamic, constantly shifting, never a dull moment.
So a huge thank you for, breaking it all down for us, explaining all this.
My pleasure.
So just to sum up our deep dive today, the trading landscape, it's complex. You got professionals leveraging their resources, algorithms operating at warp speed, and, us, the amateurs, we're all in there contributing to the mix. But here's a final thought for you guys to kind of ponder, as you continue your investing journey. How might understanding these different players actually inform your own strategies and decisions? Something to think about. Until the next deep dive, happy investing, everyone.